This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Welcome and thank you for joining us here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio's News 25. It's Wednesday, September 29th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of a man found inside a car at Petrick Park.
Someone called 911 around noon Wednesday to report a possible deceased person at Petrick Park. Deputies arrived to find a black coupe parked in the lot adjacent to the Bob Roode Community Center just off Highway 160. Inside the car, they found an older man who was reclined in the driver's seat.
Deputies got dispatched to the Bob Roode Community Center in regards to a possible coroner's investigation. The deputies arrived, and at this point we have an ongoing coroner's investigation at the Roode Center, and we'll release more details later, but as of right now, the cause and manner is undetermined, but the investigation will reveal that more later.
Any sign of foul play?
No, not right now.
Authorities also found a small dog inside the vehicle. The dog appeared to be fine and was taken into protective custody by animal control officers and transported to Desert Haven Animal Society. The driver's side window and sunroof were open and the vehicle displayed California plates. Because there's no immediate indication of foul play, right now authorities suspect the man died of natural causes. It's not clear how long he may have been inside the vehicle. The sheriff's office says it will release more information once they identify the individual.
Well, 67-year-old John DeBritz will spend his life behind bars after being convicted of the tragic murder of a Nevada State Sergeant, Ben Jenkins, in March of last year. DeBritz said in court that he has bipolar disorder and pled guilty, but mentally ill in the case to avoid the death penalty. The Nevada man, who used to live in White Pine County, ambushed and killed Trooper Jenkins on a desolate highway when the Elko officer checked on the man on March 27th of last year. The White Pine County District Attorney agreed to let DeBritz withdraw his earlier plea of not guilty by reason of insanity and avoid a trial to provide Jenkins' family with swift and final closure without protracted appeals or requiring them to relive the horrific incident. Authorities said DeBritz was heavily armed and fled with Jenkins' uniform on and in his patrol pickup before crashing and surrendering as troopers and sheriff's deputies were en route. Jenkins, a 47-year-old married father of four, won the Highway Patrol's highest honor, the Gold Medal of Valor, in 2011. At the most recent Board of County Commissioners meeting, an agenda item discussing implementation of a 5-cent diesel fuel tax here in Nye County was brought up, and needless to say, there were many different opinions on this specific agenda item.
At the September 21st Board of County Commissioners meeting, commissioners were presented with a presentation from the Public Works Division about the state of roadways here in Nye County. Here's a spoiler alert. The overall condition is not good.
Here we go again. Another tax. What I'm saying is, no more taxes. This is ridiculous. If you want to do it, bring it to the people. Let the people vote, because we voted you guys in, and we can vote you out.
The primary issue the county is facing is the following. There is a substantial lack of projected funding to cover the expenses for maintaining the road network here in Nye County. Assuming no new construction is needed and just simply maintaining what is already in existence, the county is projecting a budget deficit in excess of $5 million based on what has currently been allocated to the Public Works Division. One of the recommendations being considered to make up the difference of this projected budget shortfall is to levy a 5-cent per gallon diesel fuel tax.
I've been paying 9 cents for non-diesel.
For non-diesel?
For who knows how long.
I think it was 2016 that was implemented.
2016.
Yeah.
And yet diesel doesn't have to pay anything. Really, I don't get that. Thank you, Chair.
As Commissioner Strickland pointed out, there was a 9-cent per gallon gasoline fuel tax that was implemented back in 2016 for drivers of conventional gasoline-powered vehicles. Why not diesel-powered vehicles? That's a fair question. However, it was not made clear to the board why a diesel tax was not also implemented back in 2016. What is clear, there was plenty of questions and concerns about what this proposed tax would mean for Nye County residents.
This tax really should go to, and I agree with the commissioners that back this, this tax should really go to the public. Let the public make the decision. If we really want to tax ourselves, those of us that happen to have diesel vehicles, then let us tax ourselves. But please don't impose this tax on those people.
Basically, those big diesel trucks are not local people. They're from out of state. They're going down the state highways. And by having this 5-cent tax on the diesel, brings tax money into the local area where you can have money to repair the roads. And I think that when you take a look at it and say no more tax, I think you need to take a look at who's being taxed. And I don't think the tax is going to be that great on the local people.
After all public comment was completed, the board voted not to approve a 5-cent per gallon diesel fuel tax, but instead made a unanimous recommendation to place this matter on the ballot for the 2022 general election.
More news right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, if you live in Nevada, have a backyard, and would like to adopt a desert tortoise, there's a group out there that can help you with that. Sarah Mortimer works with a nonprofit organization called Tortoise Group. She explains what you need to know if you're thinking about getting a pet tortoise.
A lot of people don't even realize that they can have pet desert tortoises. They think it's illegal because desert tortoises are a federally listed species under the Endangered Species Act. So many people don't really even know that they can legally adopt a tortoise. So Tortoise Group is the only agency that's legally able to adopt tortoises in the state of Nevada. We don't actually take tortoises from the desert. So basically back when they were federally listed, people that already had them as pets were grandfathered in to keep them as pets. And we utilize that captive population that already exists. So something that the general public doesn't typically know is that we actually have an overpopulation in captivity. So we have an abundance of pet desert tortoises, and those are actually a threat to the wild population. When pet desert tortoises are released into the wild, they can spread disease, and one of the main factors of desert tortoises being federally listed is upper respiratory tract disease. And that's something that we see really commonly with pet desert tortoises.
So there are a lot of desert tortoises available for adoption, but there are some things you should know before deciding to adopt one. First and most importantly, you must live in Nevada.
You have to be a Nevada state resident. They actually can't cross state lines.
Okay.
So just a Nevada state resident and then have a backyard. So they do need to live outdoors as well. This is part of their natural habitat, so they need a burrow. So that's the most important factor because tortoises are reptiles, so they have to move from sun and shade to control their body temperature. So that burrow creates a shelter to get them out of extreme temperatures in the summertime and in the wintertime. And then making sure that your yard is escape-proof, planting some desert tortoise plants for your tortoise to eat, and then providing a shallow water dish as well.
And if you have other pets, you'll want to consider that as well.
Just like with any other pet, we just recommend supervising their introduction. Sometimes tortoises and dogs can be issues. We've also had tortoises be issues chasing dogs. So it's very rare that it happens, but we've had 1 or 2 males that have been full of testosterone and chasing dogs around, but it's usually the other way around. It's usually we have more concern with a dog attacking the tortoise, and we have picked up tortoises that have been attacked by dogs, so it is an important concern of ours to make sure that you're supervising that and making sure that both animals are safe in that situation.
For more information about the desert tortoise adoption process, including an application, just head to the Tortoise Group website at tortoisegroup.org. You'll find lots of helpful information there, and they even provide plans for building your own backyard tortoise habitat.
I gotta get me one. Well, Tortoise Group was founded back in 1983 by 5 women. The organization works towards wildlife conservation, helps with tortoise adoptions, and educates the public about desert tortoises. Well, September 29th today is World Heart Day. Each year, about 1 million women worldwide suffer a serious type of heart attack caused by a blockage. Previous research shows women, in comparison to men, often have lower survival rates and lower quality of life after these events. Now, a Cleveland Clinic study shows this trend can be reversed when healthcare providers follow a standardized care plan.
The differences in terms of mortality or survival, along with serious complications, drop dramatically in women to the point where they're very similar to men, something that's never been reported before.
Dr. Umesh Kote and his team established a standard care plan for men and women who suffered these severe heart attacks. The plan included specific criteria for getting patients to the cardiac cath lab quickly, a checklist for care, as well as a procedural change to deliver care to the heart more efficiently. Dr. Kote says the standard care plan resulted in dramatic improvement in how quickly people were treated across the board. 5-year data shows heart attack outcomes improved in women particularly, reducing deaths by more than 50% and eliminating gender disparities.
We often focused in the past about being fast, and I think fast is important, but what is even more important is to eliminate what we call care variability. What that means is that we should have the same standard process in this type of life-threatening situation for everyone. And if we do that, patients who are at higher risk of having bad outcomes do even better.
Dr. Kote urges anyone experiencing heart attack symptoms to seek medical care immediately, regardless of what's going on with the pandemic. He says it's critically important to get to a hospital quickly if you suspect heart-related trouble. Complete results of the study can be found in the European Heart Journal.
Well, if you're looking to adopt a four-legged best friend that's not a tortoise, we hope you'll visit one of our local shelters. For today's Save a Pet, Darby O'Donnell is hanging out in the yard at Desert Haven Animal Society, and that's where we meet Fiona.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and this little ball of fun is Fiona. She's so floppy and cute. Fiona is a 1-year-old pit bull mix. So she actually is a gray and a white, beautiful colorings. Very interesting because she actually has the split colors on her head, where she has the big white streak that goes down the middle, and then she has mainly gray on her back and then little white little spots all over, and she has gorgeous gray eyes. So cute. She is still a puppy, so this is an amazing time to go and adopt her because she's going to be taking the training very, very, very well. She does listen, and she was learning how to go, and she was trying to sit down and everything, and she does really well with positive reinforcement. So if you want to come and see Fiona or any of her friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, you can give them a call, 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
Romano said he wants her, so we're going to run down there and go grab her. Well, we're going to have more news in just a few minutes.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, like most kitchens, our bathrooms get a lot of use. But are you getting tired of what you're seeing? In today's Ask Angie, Bailey Carson discusses how to tackle a bathroom remodel to help wipe away some wear and tear and refresh a bathroom of any size.
If any of your bathrooms are feeling outdated, worn down, or simply too cluttered, it might be time to consider a remodel. Bailey Carson, head of Everyday Services at Angi and a home care expert, is here to offer tips on how to plan for the project and what to expect along the way.
Bathrooms are some of the most underappreciated spaces in our homes. We spend time in them every day, and they should feel fresh and luxurious. No matter how large a renovation you're considering, the first thing to do is plan. The more time you spend up front thinking about what you want and need, the smoother the construction process will go.
When remodeling a bathroom, the planning stage is often the longest part of the process. Start by thinking about your ideal finished bathroom and what might go into getting you there. Will this be a cosmetic refresh with a new coat of paint and some new hardware, or do you want to redesign the whole space and put in a new shower, bathtub, or vanity?
The scale of your remodel will help you determine whether you can DIY or it's best to bring in a pro. We always recommend a pro for electric and plumbing work, given these can be dangerous. However, you may also want to consider a general contractor. This person can help you put all the pieces together, make sure everything's coordinated, and ultimately help you end up with the bathroom that you've been dreaming of.
To find the right contractor, ask for a few estimates from local pros. Check out online ratings and reviews, and don't be shy about asking for references and images of recent work. Once you've signed the contract, make sure to get any necessary permits. Get the paperwork out of the way, and then the fun part starts, finding the materials for your new bathroom.
Everyone has different tastes, so have fun with things like paint colors, wallpaper, or tile patterns. But don't forget to think about resale value. Bathrooms are one of the most important rooms buyers look at, so it can pay off to design the room to be fresh, modern, and functional.
When your design choices are made and materials on their way, it's time to get started on construction, which can range from a weekend to a few months depending on the complexity of the project. If you're working on your only bathroom, make sure you have a backup plan while it's out of commission, and then start by cleaning out the bathroom of any personal items or toiletries.
Once your remodel is underway, try to be patient. There are a lot of folks doing remodels right now, so you may experience delays in getting things like city inspections and permits, as well as longer than usual delivery times on items like vanities, toilets, tubs, and other major items that are likely coming from overseas. Also, a great contractor is going to help you manage this whole process and set your expectations and ultimately deliver on a timeline that's realistic.
If you're doing a full bathroom remodel, make sure you do your research to understand the order of operations and build in extra time for any parts you're planning to DIY. Talk with your contractor about how long things usually take, then consider adding a few days. It'll de-stress the process a little and can help you avoid rescheduling fees.
Remodeling your bathroom can be a fun weekend project or a major undertaking, so take it step by step. Start by doing your research, including on pros, materials, and styles. Be sure you're reading all the contracts, asking good questions, and most importantly, set it up so that you enjoy the process.
Do you have questions about your home projects or home care business? Tweet your question using hashtag AskingAngi. That's hashtag AskingAngi, and you may get some tips in an upcoming segment.
Well, Clark County and the Las Vegas Indian Center are partnering to host the second annual Indigenous Peoples Day cultural event and car parade. The event is on Sunday, October 10th from 1 until 5 p.m. Participants will meet at the Winchester Dondero Cultural Center, located at 3130 McLeod Drive near Desert Inn Road. The parade will depart at 1:30 in the afternoon, caravanning to the Strip and returning to the Winchester Dondero Cultural Center. Decorating vehicles in cultural style, displaying tribal flags, and showing up in a classic car is encouraged. Free booths will be available for the Indigenous community members to share storytelling, art, fashion, performance, and food. Free COVID-19 and flu vaccines will also be available. Participants must pre-register by sending an email to nativevotevegas@gmail.com. That's nativevotevegas@gmail.com. You can even text them at 702-985-1203, 702-985-1203.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Taking a look a little earlier today over the Pahrump Valley, facing up there towards the north side. We'll have more about our weather forecast right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. What a delight to see you here midweek. Hey, you're making it through. Let's finish out the week strong, shall we, with this beautiful autumnal weather we see over here. Look at this, 66 degrees up in Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, pretty much all the way down to Goldfield. You get down to Beatty at 78 degrees, and the donkeys are hardly sweating out there in the streets. 84 degrees in Amargosa and Las Vegas. Death Valley, what's going on? It's only 93 degrees. You guys need to put on a sweater maybe. It's getting kind of chilly. All right, here in the Paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look. 80 degrees is our current temperature. 81 just a little bit earlier as the winds put a little edge on the afternoon at 13 miles per hour out of the northwest. Sun rose this morning in all its glory, promise, and hope for the new day at 6:38. It's setting this evening at 6:30, so we're getting a little less than 12 hours of daylight these days, but a whole bunch of night. How about that? Northeast winds to 5 miles per hour as we head down to 53-degree low tonight. And as we head on into the week, what do we got? Oh, beautiful clear skies Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Schmutzing up a little bit Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but that's okay. I don't think anybody's talking about rain. They're just talking about some schmutz after all. What's a little schmutz between friends? 83 degrees is where we start the week for high temperatures. Cresting on Monday about 90 degrees. It'll seem like a little slice of Indian summer, don't you think? That'll feel pretty good. Winds relatively calm, under 10 miles per hour throughout the week. I think it's going to be a beautiful fall day, a beautiful fall week, and let's just all relish it, all right, shall we? Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. All right, good night, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.